All right. No food, no chewing, no snacks, no mouth
Dude,
noises.
I'm so bummed about the no snacks. Could really use a beat.
Are you kidding me? We need. I'm
Right now.
I'm about to ban ice cubes from the set.
No!
Ding, 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 ding,
Don't
ding,
you
ding,
dare.
ding, 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 ding,
That's my
ding,
favorite
ding.
part. Perks of working in corporate America. I get $25 expensed for lunch this week.
Do you really?
I do.
That must be nice.
I'm going to get one fold.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm fucking working like a dog. Dude, today,
Fuck it, we're
I
gonna
gotta tell you, I'm in a dark place and I'll tell you why.
Okay, great. Tell me.
Dude. So, whatever, in the thick of it right now.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You have to work sometimes. I can't always be reading.
That's true.
I'm realistic.
Unless your job was reading.
Okay? Right. True. Anyway, this producer is like, hey, need you to put a spreadsheet together with 5-year history of this client.
Oh, yeah.
3.5 hours later, I'm like, this is the most beautiful spreadsheet. I was like,
Oh, no.
dusting off my shoulder. I was
Oh,
like,
no,
this
no,
is
no.
fucking, this is amazing. So I literally got up and I was like, that looks fucking good. I'm like proud of
Yeah.
myself. Send it. I'm like, here you go, Chris. And then she goes, thank you so much for putting this together. I don't think we'll send it to the insured, but I'm glad we have this on
That's what I
hand."
thought was going to happen. Is if she was going to be like, actually, turns out we don't need that anymore.
Yep. I stood up and I just started laughing like a psychopath. I was like,
Yeah, the Joker.
I was like, are you
yeah.
kidding?
Yeah. Sometimes it do be like that.
Oh, and it does be like that.
Oh.
That has happened to me several times in my career where I'm like, glad I just spent 10 fucking hours on this and we're not using it.
Hey, at least you got paid.
Hey, I got paid to do it. You know, I listened to Nailing the Alien while I did it. This really fun, actually fun alien smut book.
Well, why are we reading
Well,
that?
because I hear about these books and I'm like, okay, well, I've been burned before choosing Theo.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll listen to Nailing the Alien. Fucking hilarious.
Well, why don't you just do notes and then you just have it in your back pocket?
I'd have to reread the whole. I mean, I'm like
I'm
catching
just
every
saying
other.
in the future,
I
if you could
know.
just maybe give
Well, and
a
I could-
fuck
you-
about this podcast, if you could invest even a moment's thought
I know. Well, actually,
into you and me.
can I tell you something, Paul? I actually am kind of just excited to like get this over with. So, pause. TTT.
Whoa.
TTT. Chill. I am kind of excited to just get this over with to tell you about what book we're reading next week.
Okay. Hopefully I don't, say too many funny jokes or things to make this episode too long and good.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Oh yeah, this is Dobby.
Oh yeah, we've got some.
We've got a dog
dogs.
on the couch.
Dobby.
Again.
Looks just like Dobby.
He
Well,
does
even
look
like,
like Dobby.
his ears
Even the
went
shape
flat,
of his
and I
ears.
was like, wow,
Yeah.
Dobby. So he might freak
He
the
might
fuck
freak
out.
out. We'll take a break, but he's been fine
He's
so far.
cute.
I'm just having a rotating dog situation here.
Might
okay.
as well.
Might as well.
Put your fucking
Home
phone
all
number.
day.
You just say, anybody need me to watch your dog?
I'm not doing that
People
shit. I'm
need-
not doing that shit.
You know what you could do, Paul?
What? No, I'm not doing that. Whatever it is.
I won't even finish it.
Was it like do like dog walking or something with like
Rover.
Rover? Yeah. Not paid. Not a sponsor. No.
Why? You're already walking your dog. Oh, you know what? It's hot outside.
It is hot outside and I'm walking my dog.
True. Yeah, but I mean for money.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just I think I need a real job.
Yeah, for sure. Of
I had
course.
another job interview today.
Wait, the reason why you didn't get that job was funny. Oh, your typing test.
Okay. Was it funny?
Sorry. Anyway,
Listen.
no, go on.
They were looking for 50 words per minute.
You did like 43.
I did 43 and then I took the test again and I got 59.
And they still didn't hire you?
Well, and then they what they wanted as a candidate changed or something.
Sure.
And I didn't have the experience.
Sure.
Either way, forget that job.
Okay.
I had a job interview today for producing live events.
What does that mean?
Like it sounds like anything from their website. It sounds like anything from like concerts, theaters, but like primarily like business stuff.
But what did you produce that?
Like you're going to go to a conference and someone's going to be up on the stage and we're doing like we're recording it and then it's being broadcast and it's like we put on the live event, like putting on the show stage related stuff.
Business events that'd be so
Yeah, I mean,
fucking
I'm
boring.
sure the business ones will be like pretty boring, but whatever. It sounds kind of cool.
Well, I mean, it's a job,
And it's a job,
and it's still in
and
production.
it's still in production, and it's like all of my skills
Yeah.
transfer over super good.
Well, and most jobs are boring.
Yeah, most jobs are boring. This one won't actually be that boring.
Yeah.
It'll be like pretty high stress, I think, and it's a lot of traveling.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. They said
Like
usually
where?
it's like 3-day traveling, but sometimes
week?
like up
3
to
days a week?
No,
Oh,
just
in a
like
row.
one you go. It's like in a row. But no. But they did say like 30 to 60 travel days a year.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I
traveling?
and I didn't apply to this job.
Who recommended
The like person that interviewed me found me on LinkedIn and was just like, hey, like we have this position, do you want to like get on a like call today? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it was really great. So maybe that'll be something, or I'll just be back next week or next
Jobless?
episode more jobless.
you?
than
No. I
before.
think you're gonna get this one. I actually feel it.
Well, it'll be a while because she has to go do an event next week. So she was like, she's like, let's meet up in person and have coffee the week after next.
Well, if it's a personality hire,
Oh, you know what she told me?
what?
She said, first she said that I was very personable, and then she said that I was more adorable in person than my LinkedIn picture.
Oh,
made me look.
cute.
I said, stop it. And I would be like, that LinkedIn picture is
150
8 years old?
Yeah.
7, 8 years old?
Yeah.
So I don't know how I look more adorable.
Dude, you're aging backwards.
I am.
You're aging backwards.
The wine gets sweeter as it ages.
There you go,
And I'm
exactly.
getting sweet.
You are.
Give you a headache.
Give you a headache.
I'll give you a headache.
That's for sure.
That's for sure, dude.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of people who like think we're like sweet and nice and stuff,
Yeah. Whom?
or adorable,
Your mom? Your aunt?
I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna blow your mind.
Who?
My boss. I hope Maggie
Your
didn't
current
tell you
boss?
because she LOL'd at this.
No.
My current boss. Do you know what she calls me?
What?
Because I'm just like so great. She calls me Sunshine. It's Maggie's ring.
You are sunshine.
Maggie was like,
you are sunshine.
Sunshine?
You are sunshine on a cloudy day. Angela.
There you go.
That is
Thank
you.
you.
Sunshine on a cloudy day.
What song is that from, Paul?
I don't know. That one. I got
them-
sunshine.
Yeah.
On a cloudy
I don't know
day.
that.
We
But
have
anyway.
to cut that for licensing.
Yeah, so like on Monday, like every single time we have our one-on-ones, she goes, "Hey, Sunshine," and
I
I'm
mean,
like,
my nickname was Sweet Pea there.
"True. Well, that's at a different
All right,
place. Yeah.
at their insurance place
Yeah.
I work.
But I am just so sweet to her that now she thinks I'm a ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
She's like, "I can't wait to meet you," and I was like,
I bet you can't.
"Right, that's goddamn right."
That's how I feel about most people.
Yeah.
Actually, the majority, that's a problem I've had a lot in my life.
What?
Where people are like, oh my God, you're so great. I love you so much. Like, you're so great. We're so close.
And you're like,
I'm like, no, I'm like customer servicing you.
totally.
Like,
For sure.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm just being nice to you because you're my boss.
I'm being nice to you because we have to work together.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
But can I tell you something, Paul?
what?
The place, she's like, we're going to fly you out here for a few days. The place is right by Laguna Beach on the beach. So, like, I'm just saying, maybe we turn that into like a weekend thing and we spend a couple days in
Oh my
California.
God, is this an episode of Real Housewives? This is how all their girls' trips
Paul,
start.
we can do
They'll
it.
be like, I have to go to Iceland to write an article for me and my husband's magazine about men.
Let's just hang out for a couple days.
Yeah,
Like,
why
I'll
don't-
fly
why
out
don't
on
we
a
get the
Wednesday.
girls
You'll fly out Friday
coming?
night. We'll fly out Sunday morning. And Maggie, too.
I'm so unemployed for that, though.
Oh, dude, I'll buy you a ticket. You know what? Listen, $70 Southwest. That
You
shit
trying to
is-
get me killed. You trying to get me sucked out a window. $70.
Friend, I'll fly you out Spirit.
Dude, I'll take it, dude.
For sure.
Those planes
Why
aren't going
not?
down.
Well, they could.
They're not
though.
taking off,
Yeah.
but they're not going down.
Yeah. So what up?
What up? Went to the protests.
The protest.
The protest.
Uh-huh.
It was nice.
Heard it was calm.
It was calm. It was very
Nice.
chill. A lot of people.
I heard it was chill.
It was huge.
Like everywhere.
Yeah, it was huge. We were just there for a couple hours, but it was nice. Dobby came, actually. Oh, I had a funny story to tell you. That day, or no, was it that day? The next day after the protest?
Yeah.
Some dude hit me up on Grindr, and he was like, we're like trying to, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was like, are you conservative? And I was like, oh, maybe he's asking because he like doesn't fuck conservatives.
Okay.
And I was like, what do you like mean?
Conservative in what way?
Yeah, I was like, conservative. Like, are we asking like political, or are we asking just like, what are you trying to say? Like, am I
Totally.
DL or something?
Right.
And then he was like, then he says to me, do you believe in male rights and male supremacy?
Whoa.
I said,
What did you say?
block? No, actually, I wrote back it out. I was like, no, I don't buy into that bullshit.
You're so funny.
I was just like, I don't.
I love how
I was
you
like,
just-
that's crazy.
And
I can't.
what did he say?
Okay. And then I blocked him.
What
Just
was
okay.
he looking for?
He said he was a sub bottom. He wanted to get fucking toe up.
Sub bottom, talking about males.
Supremacy. So I mean, he obviously want to be like dominated, but I also think that he was a right wing weirdo who was like male rights. Ew.
Right.
Yeah.
You have.
I was like,
them.
it's like you can't get hate
You got 'em.
crimes anywhere.
You have
Even
them.
in Grindr, the deepest of it.
Damn.
Someone's gonna come and ask you if you're into male supremacy.
How?
I was
crazy.
scared. I was like, I don't want you to see how many feet away from you I am. Oh my god.
Sure. You're like, ah.
Yeah, I was like so ready to fuck you before.
Damn.
Yeah, bummer.
That's crazy. Dude.
Weird.
For real.
Male supremacy. I like, can't get the words out of my head.
You haven't stopped
It's like
thinking about it.
scary. That scares me.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's wild.
Male rights.
Male rights.
But they're there though. Like,
I was like, what are you talking
about?
Are you a gay incel? Like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
What
You know what?
dark part of the internet did
No,
you fucking crawl out
he's trying
of?
To,
Yeah, or what serial killer
Right.
murderer?
Serial killer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting.
Dude, I was just like, not today.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Truly.
We still have to do the intro.
Oh, welcome back to another episode of Secondhand Smut. I'm Angela.
I'm Paul.
This is Secondhand Smut.
What's up with you? You want to talk about...
Nah.
Okay, I'll cut all that out.
Great. That's the beauty.
That's the beauty of it. It's not live. Could you imagine?
No.
If we ever do live stuff, like,
People are going to see how much we fart and burp.
I can keep it in. I'm fucking house trained.
I keep the F's in, but I don't keep the B's in.
And keep the F's in loosely. Like, I don't not think you're farting over there.
I'm not.
You were farting a little bit.
No. I keep them in.
There's no... Look at your stupid face. Okay, she keeps them in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I just guarantee that I would piss you off.
Well,
Because I would say something that can't be unsaid.
duh.
Nonchalantly.
That's your MO.
Sorry that I think we should just live in like a world of truth. Just think it should all be out there on the table.
Oh. I'll never get Maggie's face out of my head when she got pissed at you last weekend.
Fuck her.
In the pool?
Fuck her.
She looked at you with pure rage.
I know. Then later on that day, Taylor said something about me where he was like, said I was an asshole. And the way he said it was like, he meant it so hard that like, I got bummed out the rest of the day because I was like,
Oh, no.
oh,
I'm
like
an asshole.
well, I was like, I didn't know that it was that deep. Like, I thought it was just regular.
Always.
And got all bummed out and was just like, okay.
I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate
edit and loathing time.
Yep, self-love. Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm just not gonna hang out with anyone for a while. I decided.
Been there.
Yeah.
Like, well, all right. See you in like a month.
Yeah, like I haven't got on gaming in a while.
Oh, no.
But also because my modem was fucked up.
But then you saw her on Saturday at the protest, which was after the pool.
Well, that's
incident.
because I was bigger than
Right.
how much everyone hates me.
Yeah, and I'm sure she didn't give a fuck.
It was probably just right there under the surface, don't you think?
I do think that Maggie has it in her to go
Hate me?
postal.
Oh yeah.
On you.
Oh, I thought you just meant in
specific.
general.
No, on you.
Oh, well, whatever, I guess. I don't know. I'm an asshole.
You're not that bad.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know. I understand I'm an asshole, and I in no way want to change anything about it because it's.
You're like, I'm an asshole and I don't care.
Well, I'm just like the pros of it outweigh the cons of it to me.
I mean, you are funny.
Yeah,
so.
I'm like, it's worth it not to just to let that ride.
Yeah.
Some of the things that come out are beautiful.
It is true.
There's just a price that's paid. It's lonely at the top.
There you go.
The top asshole.
Uh-huh.
Top asshole. Because I top asshole.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't control.
I'm having a day.
Great. Well, let's talk about the rest of this book.
Yeah. Let's finish this book. I can't believe we have a full episode's worth.
Like, long one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'm hungry. It's fine.
You want to take
No.
pause? Yeah, but I mean, if you're hangry, you might not.
Well, we might just have to take a break in the middle, and then I have a really nicely ripe watermelon we can eat.
Oh my God. Let's take a break in the middle.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when a good
Yeah.
time to stop is. Okay, I do want to do just a little previously on secondhand smut.
I could use it.
So, previously on the Kiss of the Basilisk Part 1, Caspin, the Serpent Prince, I won't call him king, has told Tem about the royal human family bloodletting the basilisks in the bottom, well, not in the bottom of the castle, but in the castle, and that his father, the Serpent King, has a plan for the basilisks to take over or put an end to that. Leo, the human prince, has told her about his first love, Evelyn, who mysteriously never showed up the day they were supposed to run away together. We know his father's behind it. We also know that Leo is massively in love with Tem, and Tem is also in love with Leo and Caspin. Tem has completed the ritual with Caspin's quiver in order to be accepted by the quiver. She fucked his dad.
Oh, yes.
And then fucked him for like 5 hours straight, and then had her pelvis broke. And then...
And healed. Come on.
And then fucked him again right after. Because she's a
Insatiable.
rallier.
Yeah.
Currently, we're at the day before, maybe day or two before, Leo is supposed to choose the final 3 women. And once he chooses the final 3 women, that night, they all move into the castle with him. And right before we left off, Caspin told Tem that she was a hybrid and that her father was one of the captured basilisks and is being held captive. And she's upset with Caspin right now that he didn't tell her any of this prior. And so she ran off to go see Leo. And she's in the castle with Leo right now. And they had a heart-to-heart where he told her, my main goal is to gain agency. I want to be out from under my father's thumb. I want to make decisions for myself. Blah, 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 blah. So that's exactly where we're at.
You know what I'd watch the shit out of?
Huh.
Like a parody show, you know, like The Office
Uh-huh.
or like Superstore or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That was medieval Renaissance dating show.
Yeah.
All the girls move into the castle and the prince has to pick them. And then
Oh,
it's
that
just,
would be
wouldn't
hilarious.
That be like wouldn't that be funny?
Little kind of what we do in the Shadow vibes.
Yeah, where it's like we're just like shifting
Yes.
just the setting of something you already see in
Oh my
real
God,
life.
make that.
Very what we do in the shadows, but just like Renaissance jokes.
Uh-huh.
The plague.
And dating.
And dating. And the reality TV of
Yes.
it all too.
Oh, because could be like behind the scenes of...
Yeah.
Oh, man, that'd be good.
Yeah. Have like this little like peasant
Yeah.
film crew
Fuck
filming
yeah.
it. It's like really funny. Little wizard in charge or something.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
No one's fucking steal that.
Yeah. And if you steal it, make it good.
Really good.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm an ideas man. I like to have them.
And if you steal it...
And if you steal it, at least fucking give me
Dude,
something to watch.
For real. Love that idea.
Thank you. Okay, carry on.
Carry on. Okay, so right as Leo tells her, I want to make my own decisions, Caspin comes to her head and he says, hey, the quiver, we've assumed that the quiver have accepted their engagement, but he says they've officially decided to grant us their blessing. Our engagement has been accepted. You're the future queen. I'm the future king. And you're expected at our next council meeting.
Fucking hivegasm.
Hivegasm, dude.
My brother told me he listened to that last episode.
Really?
I know.
Did he like it?
Well, he said had to hear us eat for 2 hours.
Oh, get over it, Eric.
I know. Yeah. Fuck you, Eric. He actually said if we don't stop mentioning him in the podcast, we're going to start paying him.
We talk about your brother like once or twice.
I'll never do it again.
You know what? Get over yourself.
I'll forget his name.
Oh my God. Must be nice to... That's funny. Yeah. Anyway.
Dick.
Her and Leo, they're just having like a very special moment. And she's like, I think it's time for you to... But meanwhile, they have not fucked. That's a huge thing. That they haven't fucked yet. Leo and Tem.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
Okay. So they haven't fucked yet. So she's like, okay, will you take me home? And he's like, yes, let me fetch a stable boy and he'll take us home in my carriage.
Fetch a stable boy?
Uh-huh.
Let's go.
And so while they're in the carriage, he's like got his hand on her leg and he's like...
Carriage head.
They're like getting into it. Carriage head. And this bitch, she is like, she knows what she's doing. And he's like, Caspin has trained you well.
Oh, okay.
She's like, I will blow you, but you can't lay a fucking finger on me. And if you move one fucking finger, I'm done. And you can take care of yourself.
Edgelord.
Edgelord. And so she goes back to blowing him, and then she like takes her tits and she titty fucks him.
Oh,
in the
dude,
carriage.
she's titty fucks.
Crazy.
She titty fucks in the carriage.
Yes, dude. And literally, Leo's there like, whoa. He's like, this. He's
Well,
like,
yeah.
damn. He's like, I want more of this. He's like, you're worth the wait. I'll
Yeah.
wait for it.
That's my queen.
He's like, thanks for giving me a taste. You know what I'm saying?
damn.
Yeah. Anyway, so then she goes home that night, says like hi to her mom, and then she leaves to go speak with Caspin.
So wait, she didn't finish him off at all?
She finished him off.
Okay.
Yep, he did come.
Okay.
Yep.
Because that would be crazy.
Oh, for sure. Well, he was a good boy and he didn't move his hands.
That's like some chastity shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I read the craziest fucking book.
About chastity?
Yeah, it was yes.
Locked up.
And I was like, I need to Google what this looks like because I can't
Oh,
picture it. A
what?
male chastity.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like, and I didn't Google
I gotta
it.
tell you, the gays are all about him.
Really?
In a way where I'm like, it's crazy the number that I see out in the wild.
Really?
I can't.
What do you mean out in the wild? What do you mean out in the wild?
Like all over Grindr and stuff. Like
Oh,
people,
people-
like
oh,
that's
okay.
like their picture and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
You might
I
have
don't
to
think
sh-
I've
you
ever
might have to show me
never
one later.
run into one face to face in the wild. Never like been
Yeah.
about to hook up with a guy and he drops drown. It's just a fucking
I was reading it, and I'm
Padlock.
like, damn, bitch, she's really got him on lock.
yeah, little bike lock down there.
Yeah.
Lock your gym locker up.
Could not picture it. Okay, so then she goes to Caspin's cave, and he's like kissing her, and he's like, I can smell him on you. I can taste him on you.
And he likes that, or he doesn't like it?
No.
Oh.
She's like, well, is that a problem? And he tells her, he's like, who you give your body to is your decision, but your heart, you're mine, Tim.
Perfect.
You are mine. I said,
Oh,
great.
perfect man.
Yes, hello, Jesus. Isn't that what we all want?
Yeah.
And
a
then
hot
so
snake prince.
yes.
Who also is
Lets
fine
me
with
fuck
you.
whoever I want.
Fuck whoever you want. Use your body for political
Oh
power.
my god. Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so cut to that evening is the council meeting. And so we're walking deep into the mountain, and I just want to remind you, when we're in the mountain, we're in the
Naked.
snake's lair, we're naked.
Naked mountain.
Yep, so walking into the mountain, we get into this big huge stone room. There's like this massive marble table. The Seneca quivers on one side, the Drakon quivers at one side, the Serpent King is on the end, and Caspin and Tem are going to sit on the other end of the table. Tem is sitting on his lap.
Naked.
So, naked. Everyone's naked.
So there are only 2 quivers?
That we talk about.
Okay,
There's
okay,
plenty
okay.
more quivers.
Okay,
tons
cool,
more quivers.
cool,
This
cool,
is just
cool.
all that we're talking
I was like, just
about.
2 would be really kind of lame.
It would be lame.
I'd be
in
like,
the
your
whole world.
numbers are like weak, bro.
For sure.
Yeah.
So the king is like, hey, I know Seneca is unhappy with us because of what's going on. I've got a plan to overtake the royal family, put the Basilisk back in power.
I'm on board.
Do you remember Ro?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Ro, fuck that guy. So he's like, and how the fuck do you
Yeah.
think you're going to do that? And the Serpent King, Bastion, points at Tem and is like, she's going to fucking help us.
Is he going to out her as a hybrid?
Yep, you got it, Paul.
You can't do that.
And so Ro literally is like, what the fuck can she do? And he's like, well, she's a hybrid. All hell breaks loose. They start hissing. They start standing up
Because they like him?
because they don't like hybrids.
Oh.
Well, Senecas specifically Quiver think that hybrids are an abomination and humans are like the fucking enemy. Dracons are a little more accepting. But
Okay.
Senecas specifically are like, fuck that shit.
All right. Seneca are the right.
All hell breaks loose. And then Ro is like, you think I'll stand by this filthy blunt?
Blunt?
Uh-huh. Can you take a guess as to why that's a derogatory term?
No. What?
It's a derogatory term for
'Cause it
humans,
sounds
refers to their lack of fangs, their blunt
Oh.
teeth. Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh. So he's like, this filthy blunt. She's like, what the fuck does that mean?
I'd be like, that doesn't bother me.
Right. Like, mine are a little
Yeah.
sharp anyway.
That's
so.
only. Yeah, mine are a little sharp.
Yeah.
Taylor's are super sharp.
Yeah, I like it. Anyway,
Yeah, I like it.
so as we know, this shit's about to get crazy.
Okay.
Sexuality is the biggest thing to the basilisks, right?
Now they all have to fuck her.
So, like, the hornier you are, the better you
Oh,
are.
okay.
And so, while they're getting all upset that she's a hybrid, Caspin's like, we have to get back control over this. We've got to calm them down. And so, he, like, scoots his chair back, has her on his lap, opens her up, and just starts finger fucking her.
This isn't crazy. That's a crazy solution. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to be
Just
like
wait, though.
insensitive to their culture.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It is fucking insane.
It's crazy.
And I love it.
Like, how can I calm this crowd down?
Let me finger fuck this girl in front of all of
yeah.
them. So they all calm down, sit down, and...
Nothing soothes the crowd.
I know, dude. And the king is like, let me explain to you what we're going to have her do. We are going to have her crest every member of the royal family at her wedding. Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, I really can't do that. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Blah, blah, blah.
I'll do 90% of them.
For sure. Well, and also, like, that's a lot of power. Like, how the fuck? So she goes, why would I do this for you? Why should I enslave innocent people? And he says, the royals are hardly innocent.
I was going to say, what innocent people?
She goes, perhaps the king is not innocent, but the rest of the royals could be collateral damage. There will be far more damage if you do not perform the crest. What do you mean? The crest is an elegant solution to our problem. It involves no loss of life, no bloodshed. My people can regain power peacefully. If you refuse, we will be forced to carry out a less than elegant solution. You mean war. Yes, that's what Bastion says. So she says, how will this benefit me?
They'll all love you.
And he goes, right, you'll have
complete power.
Right.
Can you stop being so fucking difficult for a
right,
second?
Tim, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, just
I'd do it.
And so he's like, we'll release your father. You'll have your father, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, fine. I'll do it on one condition. I'll do it on the condition that Leo, I'm not going to crest him, and his sister Lilibet and her kids and her husband.
All right.
So Bastion's like, all right, fine, but it has to be voted on. So they call for a vote, and he's like, all in favor of cresting the royals. They all raise their hands.
Yeah.
All in favor of the hybrids terms. No one raises their hands. And so Caspin's like,
sucks to suck. I do what I want.
Right? I'll crest who I want.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
But can't she crest like rooms of people or something?
Humans can. Yeah, like half human hybrids.
I would be like, you guys should all probably watch out.
Right.
Because you just die if I crest you.
Basilisks have to touch your neck. Humans, hybrids, don't have to touch you.
Yeah, I feel like this whole room should be a little bit chiller to me then.
So Caspin's like, it is time, Tim. He says that in her head. He's like, we're gaining control over this. So then
kill all the Seneca with your mind.
He was like, we have to convince them to agree to your terms.
You're going to have to fuck me again.
So, again.
Is that true?
He sits her on his cock. And reverse cowgirl style. So she's just like there looking at all of them. He's fucking her.
Like,
and then he comes.
Uh-huh.
Pulls her off of him, comes into his hand. Shows the cum again to everybody. And they're all like, yes. They raise their hands. We agree. We agree to the hybrids terms now. Then Caspin, his dad is like, meeting adjourned. He leaves. All the fucking people are still there. He's still sitting there with her. She just got fucked. And he's like, I need to tell you, like, what just happened is when I fuck you and when you make me come, I draw power from you. And they have to, like, bow to my power. Whatever. I don't know how it works, man. That's just how it works.
Pussy's so wet, but it gives me power.
Exactly. So then she's like, oh, really? And so she's sitting there. And then all of a sudden, everyone starts lining up towards her and kneeling in a line in front of her. And she's like, what are they doing? And he's like, they want to show their respect to you. They're basically bending the knee.
Okay.
It's like it's like kissing the ring.
Okay.
Only you're not wearing a ring for them to kiss.
So they're gonna kiss your.
So he puts her feet, one foot on his right leg, one foot on his left leg.
My God.
Splays her open, and every single basilisk comes and kisses her clit, gives her a little kiss on her clit, and leaves to show their respect to her. And then
this is going way wilder than I thought.
We were going. I know. I was like
we're immediately in.
Well, we're in the thick of it now. So they give her a little kiss on her clit, and then Rose.
How many times can you say kiss on her clit?
They give her a little kiss on her clit, and then Rose the last one, and he's like,
Yeah, Ro can't.
Right, and he's like, I don't want to fucking do it, and Caspin's like,
I don't want you to do it,
and so he bends down and he does it. And then he sticks his tongue inside of her.
Oh.
And she's like, lets out this moan. And Ro can't, his, like, sexuality overtakes him. And he just, like, starts tongue fucking her. And she's like, oh my God. And Caspin's like, keep going. Keep doing it.
Cuck.
Uh-huh. And then Ro just, like, eats her out like fucking crazy. And Caspin's like, make her come. And then reading this, I'm like, this is insane. Make her finish, Caspin growled. He was in her mind, his power growing with every flick of Ro's tongue, the deep hum of magic crackling louder than each minute. With each minute, Tem inched closer to coming. Tem couldn't believe this was happening, but she wasn't about to stop it, not when it felt this good, and especially...
What in the fuck?
Especially when everything in her wanted Ro to continue. She was mere seconds from finishing when Caspin's hand darted suddenly around her, grabbing the back of Ro's neck and holding his head down, ensuring he stayed between her legs as she came. The last thing she saw was Caspin's fingers interlaced in Ro's thick black hair before her eyes slammed shut and she cried out, shuddering in release.
That's a little gay.
Ro stood. Tem realized he was hard, his cock standing just surely as he did. Look at you, Caspin said, his voice sharper than a knife's edge, turned on by a blunt.
Oh, damn.
And then...
This is crazy.
And then Caspin goes, finish, Caspin commanded Ro, his voice lethally quiet.
He's telling him to jerk it?
Uh-huh. We both know you want to. And then Ro's like, no, I don't want to. And then Caspin's like, finish, now.
Oh my God.
Ro didn't want to yield. The strain from resisting Caspin's order was evident on his face. His body was rigid, his muscles tense to the point of exertion. But Caspin was the future king. He had won the favor of the council, and his power was the strongest it had ever been. Even now, Tim could feel it vibrating off him, clouding her vision. Finally, it compelled Ro. His hand went slowly to his cock. He wrapped his fingers around the base and began to pump.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
This is nuts.
Uh-huh. And then it keeps
This is
going
how we
on.
finish fucking town hall meetings or whatever this was?
Yeah.
Dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was fun.
I was like, is Caspin gonna kiss him?
I hate fuck him right in front of me. Hello.
Look at you.
Anyway, so the next day, Caspin's like, okay, I need to train you on how to crest.
Yeah.
I also need to train you on
Now
how to
that that's all
transition.
wrapped up.
Uh-huh, yep. He's like, you need to transition into your true
I
form.
was gonna say, does she have a snake form?
She does.
Or is it half snake?
Yeah.
It's a snake with 2 legs.
That would be, it's 2 legs with just a snake top.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. Actually, no, because I was gonna say you could run, but snakes move faster.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it'd be cooler to have upper body human, lower body snake.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's classic.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, by the way, they only have like 2 days or 3 days for her to train on how to transition and learn how to crest.
Well, just teach me how to crest.
But I think she needs to be in her true form because it's more powerful.
But
I don't know, whatever. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, so Caspin's doing something in the mountain and she ends up running into Ro by herself in the halls. He's like talking shit to her and she's like, you know what, man? Why don't you chill out? And she's like, Caspin feels bad that he killed your dad in that way. That he arrested your dad.
I hope he feels like
and
really
he's like,
bad
I don't
about
give
that.
a fuck. I'm fucking taking what's mine. And he grabs her by the neck, and she doesn't know yet that's him trying to crest her. And so he's like, he grabs her by the neck, and he is trying to crest her, and he looks at her, and he's like,
excuse me?
And he goes, unbelievable. He's fucking claimed you, and throws her down. She runs back to Caspin's bedroom.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she runs back to Caspin's bedroom. You'll remember this when I tell you. And Caspin's like, what the fuck happened?
Oh, duh.
Yep, you got it.
That fucking nasty black loogie
Tar
that he
venom.
spat in her mouth.
Yep,
that was gross. That was actually fucking gross.
She doesn't realize what just happened, so she's like, it's not a big deal. He fucking grabbed me by the neck, whatever.
Caspin's like,
he tried to crest you, and thank God I gave you... Yeah, exactly, it was. And he goes, that's an act of war, and he knows it. One of the worst things you can do to a basilisk is try to steal their mate from them. And he's like, I have to fucking retaliate. I'm going to retaliate. And she's like, all right, like, do what you must, but also let's focus on the task at hand, which is training me to crest. And so...
Yeah, can we fucking figure this out in like 3 days or whatever?
Yeah. He takes her down into the deepest point of the mountain. She says feels like she's been walking for over an hour to get into the center of the mountain. And I'm just going to paint this picture for you, Paul.
Okay.
This is how he's going to teach her to crest. An enormous cavern unfolded before them. They were standing at its very edge on a slope that led gradually down into a deep, wide lake. Glistening water went on for what seemed like forever. Tim couldn't see the end of it. The cavern was lit by torches, their warm light flickering off the surface of the lake. Stalactites hung from the ceiling in great, jagged drips. And she's like, oh my God, this is so magical. And she could feel the magic in the room. She could feel it in her bones. And he tells her, this is where we think Cora bathed. The goddess.
Cora bathed.
This is sacred ground that we're in.
But like, like a big underground
massive
lake.
Underground lake. Can't
makes
see
me
the
want
end
to
of
dry
it.
heave a little bit.
Doesn't
that freak you out?
Do you have that thing with water?
Yeah.
Dark, deep water?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I can't remember the name of the phobia.
I don't like that, but what I really don't like more than that is like stuff in water.
Yeah.
Like pipes in water, or like an engine looking motor in water.
Interesting.
The thought of like it's
But not
rusty.
animals or algae?
I mean, I don't like that. I'm not like a huge fan of like shark.
Oh, the rust.
But like rusty things gross me out.
I think it's safe to say there's no engines or pipes in this lake.
I would say safe to say that. But also like
assume that.
Underground lakes.
Yeah, I mean,
what
freaky.
Is in it?
Who knows, dude? Alien.
Prehistoric shit.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna get a fucking disease.
Yeah, I'm not getting in that. Anyway, so this is where Korabath.
So they wade out into the water, and it's a very long, drawn out process. But he's like trying to teach her how to transition into her form, and he's like, clear your mind, blah 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 blah. But she just can't get there. Like it's just too hard for her. And so after like hours and hours, they give up. The next night is the ball, where Leo is choosing 3 women.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, the next night she gets an invite to the ball, and it says that it's in 2 days from now. And so she goes back to the lake, and he's like, I want to try something different. So they start macking on each other. He starts, like, fucking her, and then they, like, cosmically connect, float up into the thing, and she feels like she's suspended in time and space, and she transitions, and it's like this.
They float up in the air.
She's on kind of like in a different dimension. She's like,
they like astral project out of their bodies.
Totally. And then she's transitioned. Yeah. And then so she does it over and over and over. While they're doing it, he's like sending her pulses through her claw.
Yeah, I'm assuming he always is. If I learned anything from the first part.
Yeah, and then she's drawing on her power, and she's sending him pulses, and he's like,
she's butt plugging him now?
Yeah, well, I wish,
Nut
but it's like,
him?
I guess it's just like in his body or whatever.
She could just make his prostate shake.
Good
for her.
And she is. And he's like, oh my God, this is crazy. Now they like just do it a few more times. She does it like 4 more times, and she is able to do it without him like needing him. And so,
what's her snake look like?
It really doesn't get into it.
That's dumb.
I know.
I've been waiting this whole fucking book for them to
describe
what she looks like. They
don't actually really talk about them much at all. Like, it says, it talks about his tongue, and it talks about his smoke and his scales, but it never like really gets into them when they're in their true form. Like on this one, when she came back down, like when she was transitioning back into human form, it says she could see her scales fading, but that's all it says.
I picture her as like a silver snake.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. I picture a necklace around her too. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
They are leaving the lake, walking through, and they're going through this like big, huge common area. There's like a big fountain and stuff. And they see people congregating over there. And she's like, what are they looking at? And she like walks through the thing, and Ro is standing there, and his dick and balls have been ripped off his body.
Bruh.
And his body had healed itself. And so now he has no dick or balls.
Oh, he's Kendalled.
Caspin obviously did it. That was his retaliation for him trying to crest Tem. And she was like, now
so sweet.
Ro just has nothing to lose. He's a basilisk. His whole entire identity is around fucking and being sensual and sexual. And he just ripped his dick off. Like, hello.
That mouth ain't broke.
It's true. And those fingers. But he'll never come again. Phantom coming.
Well,
could you imagine?
Not to be like a stickler. But like, if their powers are that they heal themselves really quick, wouldn't he just grow another dick?
I don't know that you can grow things back once they've been sliced off.
Like if you lost an arm, it wouldn't come back.
I don't think your arm would grow back. I think the wound would heal itself.
Okay.
And you'd stop bleeding. Actually, I know that that's the case.
Okay, well then okay. Because I was like, if they're just regenerating.
You can't regenerate.
Then
you
you
can
would just
heal, but you can't. It's not like a lizard where you cut their tail off and it grows back.
Okay.
Kind of a thing.
All right. Well then, yeah, he probably should have just killed him.
Yeah. Well, this is worse. I know, but now I'm like, the retaliation's going to be massive. Massive retaliation. Anyway. Oh, she, since it's her last night of freedom before she knows she's going to be chosen and moved into the castle, she goes to see Gabriel, her best friend. And he was like, I was with my stable boy this weekend, and I heard the king talking to his brother, who's also the hand to the king. And he was like, if Leo chooses Tem. I will do anything in my power to make sure that that doesn't happen. And she's like, oh, fuck. So.
Crested.
Right, instantly.
Boom.
She's, like, says goodbye to Gabriel, says goodbye to her mom, goes to say goodbye to Caspin. And as she's entering the cave before getting into the mountain, they both are hit with a huge mental attack. They're like, oh my God, I can't walk. Their ears are bleeding, their eyes are bleeding. And it's Ro, and he's standing there, and he's, like, fucking with them with magic. He, like, picks up Caspin, throws him against the wall. Caspin's not healing himself.
Why?
She's about to die. Because Ro's using, like, some crazy... he's, like, fucking him up. And Caspin can't take a breath to, like, heal himself and, like, defend himself. And Tem's, like, over here about to die. Like,
well, yeah, worthless human. Oh, wait, she's a half.
She's a half-breed.
Well, transform, bitch!
I know. So, but she doesn't have any... if Caspin doesn't have enough power, she really doesn't have enough power. Like, Rose brought it all out. This is his massive retaliation.
Well, this is what happens.
Yeah. So, she tells Caspin, she's like, you need to fucking heal yourself. Like, crest me, just crest me. Gain power from me. Heal yourself. Fight off Ro. She's a half basilisk, right?
Yeah, so will that half kill her?
Yes. It would.
What?
Uh-huh. So he's like, no, I'm not going to fucking do it. I'm not going to fucking do it. And he's like, it could kill you. And she's like, yeah, but we don't know that. It could or it could not. But if you don't, we're both going to fucking die right now.
I'm so mad.
I know.
Stupid. So she's going to lose her basilisk powers because he's going to crest her?
No. You'll see.
Okay.
The answer's no. But you'll see what happens.
Okay. Let me see it.
So finally, he's like, fine, I'll fucking do it. So he crests Tem, is like killing Ro, like fucking killing Ro. And then this dumb bitch gets up, he heals her or whatever before he goes to fuck up Ro.
Yeah.
And she's like, Caspin, stop, don't kill him. If you kill him, the Seneca quiver's gonna fucking kill it, which I get, sure, but...
No, whatever.
Let's just
kill him. He's like this one rogue of this quiver.
So she's like, please don't kill him. Finally, Caspin's like, fine, I won't kill him. But he has him within like an inch of his life.
Whatever.
So dumb. I know. So dumb. She passes out right after that. He carries her to his chambers. When she comes to, it's Caspin and some basilisk woman. And the basilisk woman is from the Seneca quiver. And her family had like experience with hybrids. So she's just there to like talk about what could possibly happen with a hybrid being crested.
Because I thought if you're human, you get crested, you're like...
Enslaved.
Like you love them, you're dedicated to them.
You lose free will.
Did she lose her free will?
And then if Basilisk does a Basilisk, you die. So she was like, well, Caspin, give her a command.
Yeah.
And so he gives her a command. Doesn't do anything. So she's like, okay. And she's like, I mean, I feel fine.
Yeah.
So they're like, whatever. Come to find out, that woman was Caspin's fiance up until the night he met Tem the very first day in the cave.
What a piece of shit.
Caspin, Tem's
dude,
like, Tem gets...
man.
Yeah.
The audacity.
So, like...
Are you kidding me? You're going to call me?
Okay, so what happens was...
You call me after you dump me to save your little fucking girlfriend?
Your little hybrid...
I'm letting you know she died tonight. I would never. Maybe I'm just not a basilisk or whatever.
Right.
That's infuriating.
Yeah. So
I'm like, so this is the bitch, huh? Standing over her fucking passed out body.
Oh, so this is...
Yeah. Oh, so this is the bitch you left me for, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
She's like 20 years old.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. I'd be like...
Sounds about right.
Wow.
Yeah. What are you, 500 years old? She's 20?
Uh-huh.
Sounds about right. Men are pigs.
Men are pigs, dude. So she warns them. She says, Caspin, Tem, what happened with Ro cannot happen again because... And she looks at Caspin and she says, because you blood bonded her and you know what's going to happen if you come within an inch of your life again. And he's like, I understand. I know we can't get that close.
What, they both die? Ugh.
Find out later, but...
Okay, whatever.
So then Tem's like, what the fuck does that mean? This woman keeps talking about this. And then so Caspin tells her, that was my fiance. I broke off the engagement the day I met you. And she's just like, all right. She's like, I know you can't lie to me because you're a basilisk, but there have been some...
You're a piece of shit, dude. I gotta tell you.
She's like, over the past, 8 weeks, you've not told me a lot of things you should have told me.
Yeah.
So she gets pissed. Okay?
Where I come from, it's customary to tell me you're engaged when we fuck.
Yeah. So She gets pissed and she leaves. She's like, I can't fucking be around you tonight.
Well, he makes like a lot of decisions
For her. Yes, all of them.
All of them.
Not telling her that she's a hybrid, not telling her about a dad, not telling her about
not telling her that they blood bonded and that means something.
Not telling her what the necklace meant. He gave her the necklace like the day after he met her. He was engaged to Adelaide. That's her name. He was engaged to Adelaide. Broke up with Adelaide that night. The next day, proposed to Tem without her knowing.
Dodged a bullet. Dodged a bullet.
He may be able to lay that dick, and he is going to be king.
Praise Kara, whatever her name is. Cora. You dodged a bullet, girl, because this dude sucks.
Yeah. All right, so cut to, we're at the night of the ball at the castle. She's still pissed.
Me too.
Channels the voice that she's been hearing that she now knows to be her father in the dungeons, and he says to her, don't trust the king. And she says, which king? But the connection's lost. It's too weak. He's too weak.
I don't trust either of them. It does not matter.
True. So even though she's pissed at Caspin, she is like, I still want a little part of him with me while I'm at the ball. So I'm going to wear the necklace and I'm going to wear the claw.
So I will be inserting this into my vagina.
So she is. She's got it inserted into her vagina. So Leo's like, let's just go. I want to get away from this stuffy party. Let's go out back through the maze. That's like their place where they always go together, is in the maze.
Okay.
And so he sits her on a statue. They're getting hot and heavy. He lifts up her dress, starts to try to finger fuck her, and the claw's there.
Obviously.
And so he's like, what the fuck is this? This is from him, isn't it? And like pulls it out.
And it stabs him. It comes to life. It stabs him in the neck.
I mean, that could happen.
That could happen.
But he was like, throws it into the bushes. He's like, get this out of my face. And then starts finger fucking her all hard, eats her out. She's screaming like crazy. She's like, oh my God. And then at the end of it, he's like, wipes off his mouth. And then he's like, I'm done with my patience has run out. And he was like, I'm done taking only the parts of me that you're willing to give. You will be my wife. I want you. The choice is yours, but I want you. And then he turns around and leaves.
Oh, I love how it was all cool. We're all open relationship. And now all of a sudden you've changed your mind. So I have to change.
I know.
We're broken up. It's over. Even though
we're broken up.
It's over. Even though if this had just happened and I was on this reality TV show, I would be walking back in that ball like, did you guys hear that? Did you hear the maze?
Did
you guys hear me?
Oh, yes, you would.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he like made me come like 3 times.
Yeah. But have a great night.
Yeah. Okay, so he makes his picks. It's Tem. He has to choose 3, even though everyone knows he's going to fucking
we all heard the maze.
Vera, Tem, and some other girl, Cassandra.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck about her.
Vera's just like a crowd favorite.
She is a crowd favorite. Like, literally the villagers love her. And his father loves her. And so, okay, now they can't leave the castle now. Well, they can, but they live there now. As of that evening. And that evening, she's in her chambers in the castle, and she can hear, I'm below. And she's like, okay, so she just goes searching. She's like, I need to get to the dungeons of this castle. Finally, she finds them. And it is a gruesome scene. It is like dark, cold, and wet, which is bad for basilisks, by the way. They need hot, like inside the mountain where they live, it's warm.
Yeah, because they're like cold-blooded or whatever.
Yeah, so it's like freezing cold, wet, damp. The basilisks look like skeletons. They're sitting in cages, and they're all hooked up to these crazy needles and things going up into the ceiling. That's their bloodletting. It was the visual stuff was very good. And finally, she's like drawn to one, and she's like, this must be my father. So she goes and she meets her father. And he's like, so weak. He's on the brink of death. And he's like, you can't trust our king. And by our, he means the Basilisk king.
Yeah.
He's like, he's too power hungry. He's too corrupt. You can't trust him. She's like, just hold on.
Trust him. I already fucked him. Sorry, Dad.
If he only knew, dude.
Sorry, Dad.
I know. That would be wild.
Sorry, Pops.
He's eventually going to find out.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to find out.
Yeah. Well, everyone already knows because they watched.
Yeah.
But I mean, anyway. She runs back up. She's like, I'm coming for you. I'm going to save you. Just hold on, blah, blah, blah. She runs back up into the castle, and she runs into the human king, and they have a little tiff. And she's like...
Boom, Crescent, you love me.
Yeah, she should have just done it right then. I mean, really. Problem solved. Movie over.
Yeah.
So whatever. He's like, fuck you. She's like, fuck you. I know you did something with Evelyn, blah, 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 blah. She tries to reach out to Caspin in her head, and she's unable to. And so that power starts waning. And
Because she's
so
like less in love with him because of Leo.
No, you'll find out. So she sneaks out of the castle, runs through the village, through the forest, to the caves to see Caspin. And she's like, I demand that you tell me what a fucking blood bond is. He was like, the necklace that I gave you, I also did a spell for blood bonding, which not everyone does. And so if I die, you die. If you die, I die. And she's like, great.
What's the advantage?
I don't know.
Why
the
did
he
is
do
the
that?
advantage?
Because he's a possessive motherfucker, I guess. He's just like, you're fucking
That's
mine.
crazy.
And if I die,
That's
then you die
crazy.
because you. And if you die, I die because
That's crazy.
I'm like
if it was
if
like,
no one can have you. If I'm dead, then you need to be dead too.
if he was like, okay, if we do this, then like I can heal you from far away or something. Like we're connected.
Yeah.
I would be like, great. That makes so much sense.
Maybe it has that
the
power
risk
too.
reward. It doesn't. I just made that up.
Yeah, you did.
So, but it was like there needs to be a trade-off other than just like if I'm out, you're out, bitch.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's what
very
it is.
like argument with your partner and you're driving and you say, "I'll fucking crash this car and kill
Exactly.
both of us."
That's exactly what it
it
is.
feels like.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
Whatever. Next day, we're back at the castle, and Leo's like, "Hey, come have dinner with my father and me. It'll really piss him off. Like, let's just have some fun. It's been really heavy around here." She's like, "Great, let's piss him off." And so after dinner, she agrees to go to his bedroom with him. She's like, "But I'm still not fucking you." But then he's like, "That's fine. You don't have to fuck me.
Whatever,
But, like,
this
let's just hang
fuckboy."
out." So they're sitting in his chair in front of the fire, and she's sitting on his lap, and like hours go by and they're talking, and then she like starts wiggling on his lap, and she's like, "God, I can't take it. I'm getting so horny." So she straddles him, and he like starts stripping of her
all of her garb.
And she's like, touch me, Leo. So he's like finger fucking her. And then I will tell you this, Prince Leo's got a mouth on him. He says some filthy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
I bet.
get it. And so, but also this bitch is leading him on. Like, I will be honest. She's like, it's like, just fuck him already. I mean, that's just,
She likes the chase, and it's like it's not like.
well, then he does too.
And I mean, she's not in a.
She's getting fucked by Cass. Yeah, she's not.
She's
hurting.
getting satisfied somewhere else.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she's not like this is bonus. This
Yeah.
is fun.
For sure. So, but he's like, you're a tease. Why can't I fuck you? And she's like, well, you have 2 other girls here to fuck. And he's like, I'm only fucking them because I can't fuck you. And she's like, well, get rid of them then. And he's like, is that what it'll take? If I get rid of them right now, will you
Executed.
have sex with me? Take him out.
Take him out.
Uh-huh. And she's like, I don't know, maybe, but I have to go. And she gets up and leaves.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
a really great move.
She gets
Leave him
bit-
wanting more.
For sure. Oh, she's the queen of
Yeah.
playing hard to get with him.
Yeah.
I mean, it took like 400 pages for her to let him finger fuck her. You know?
Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine? You. 15 pages in.
First page.
First page. Open on.
Yeah. So she's like, but I have to go. And so she runs out. Meanwhile, what she wants to do is she wants to go speak to Adelaide in private and tell her, like, hey, I've been trying to talk to Caspin. I can't talk to Caspin. Also, I've been able to lie these past couple days. Why am I able to lie? Shouldn't I not be able to lie?
Oh, because your Basilisk side is like dead.
Dying.
Dying.
And so that's what Adelaide tells her. So she goes to see her. Adelaide's like, when Caspin crested you, I think your Basilisk side is dying slowly. And that's what's going on.
If I'm Adelaide, I'm like, you guys need to stop
Sort it
coming
out
over
yourself.
here. You need to leave me out of it. I'm so mad.
She's actually really nice.
Yeah. And nice guys finish last.
Yeah, I know, right?
And here she is.
And that's why you're not engaged to a prince.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's like...
No, I'm not blaming her.
No, I love her. I love her. She's literally so sweet.
You were...
And so she was like, I think this is what I think's happening. I think your Basilisk side is dying. And she's like, you and Caspin are blood bonded. He's going to die if you die.
And that's on him.
It really is.
And that's on him.
He
Yeah.
really made that. He really did that.
That's the only thing that makes me feel good about this.
She can't have her cosmic lover die, Paul.
She's dead in this scenario.
Only her Basilisk side would be dead.
Well, you know what? Honestly, at this point,
think.
this is the play. I'll
I'm
tell you
losing
the
it a little.
play. Crest the king ASAP.
Right now.
Right now
Tonight.
before your Basilisk shit
Before
goes
your
away. You
wedding,
don't need
yeah.
to do the rest of everyone, just the
No,
king.
Just the king.
And then
And tell
let
him,
that
release the
Basilisk side
basilisks.
die.
Yeah.
There goes Caspin.
But he's dead.
I know, but
You
I'm
were
over it.
Team Caspin
I
in
was,
the first episode.
but now he's crazy. He's fucking crazy. I
He
didn't know
was
about
crazy in part 1,
but I didn't know
Paul.
all the secret stuff. I didn't know all the like, oh, surprise! I've been like slowly casting a spell on you that if I die, you die.
Yeah, it's just not coming
you
out, but it was there
It's
the whole time.
It was all there, but yeah. What do you mean? Obviously,
Of course you love him.
Of course I loved him for, you know, the
yeah.
beginning part where all the
course.
love
No, but I mean,
feels good.
obviously
and it's not crazy yet.
easiest thing to do is just crest the king, tell him to release the basilisks, tell him to find gold on his own, stop the bloodletting. There's peace. Obviously.
I don't know. I feel like the basilisks are not gonna like accept that. They want to fight.
No. Yeah, they're a little pissed off at this point.
All right. Well, let's see how Tem gets herself out of this one.
So she decides she's not going to tell Caspin any of this. That he's dying because she's dying. She's like, I'm just going to figure it out.
He's dying because he did this.
True. Anyway, she's like, I'm not going to tell him. Runs back to the castle, climbing in her window. Leo is there. Leo's been waiting up for her. He's like...
What, are you fucking that snake again?
He's like, hey, I came here to tell you that I just got rid of Cassandra, sent her home, and I was about to tell Vera to fuck off, but it's apparent to me that I'm a fool, and I'll believe anything you tell me, and... Because she was leading him on when she was in his lap. She was like, get rid of them and I'll be with you. And remember, he said, you got to choose me or Caspin. And she's leading him on.
It's okay.
So then...
You hate her.
I don't hate Tim.
But
so he's like, you're always going to belong to him. I'm never going to have you. He gets butthurt. He gets upset. He takes off. She sits there and she's panicking because she's panicking. But Caspin's dying.
yeah,
Leo
she's
hates
fumbling
her.
both
She's
of the
fumbling
princes
yeah.
that she was fucking.
So she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I need to tell Leo everything. She goes and finds him and takes him down to the dungeon and is like, I'm going to show you something, but you have to trust me. You can't tell your dad. Blah, blah, blah.
How do you know? He doesn't already know.
She just had a feeling. And he didn't.
That's a wild risk.
Yeah, it is.
Because, like, what if you walked in and he was like, oh,
heart.
no, not this.
Right, the bloodletting?
Yeah,
what?
I don't do this every day. I don't come down here and
I didn't
pump
get my
out this
faintings
blood.
down
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
No, he had no clue. And so he's like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, this is barbaric. This is, like, inhumane. This is insane. I can't believe this is happening. And then she introduces him to her dad. And he's like, your dad? And she's like, I'm half basilisk.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he doesn't know that.
You're in love with
I'm
a half
half-a-lisk.
snake. A half-a-lisk.
I'm a half-a-lisk.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Actually, let's just keep using that.
Okay.
Instead of hyper. And he's like, he's taking it all in. He's like, holy shit. Like,
yeah,
the gold in my life, the wealth, his whole entire life is a lie.
It's been built
including
on
the
the
woman
blood.
he's in love with. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And including the woman he's in love with is a half-a-lisk. So
Never lied. No one ever asked her if she was one.
No, Yeah, but we could say the same about Caspin and all his fucking lies. He just
And
didn't.
you can, and you do, and we do.
So she basically is just like, please put an end to this. Like, let you do the right thing. Put an end to this. He's like, I'm with you. I will. Once I'm king, we're putting an end to this. She's like,
Once you're king in fucking 3 weeks? Like,
yes, very soon. Very soon.
but still, like, shouldn't we help him out now?
I know. Well, book series over.
I guess so.
You know?
All right. I was like, let's unchain him, tell him to turn into snakes and
just
eat
stop.
everybody.
They would be too weak for that at this point in time, however, but
I'll bring him a couple, easy people to kill.
yeah, for
that could
sure.
eat up.
Yeah, Crest.
Oh yeah, I don't know why we're not cresting left and right. By the way,
She should just
if
be
you gave me the
cresting.
power to touch people and then they had to in love with me and they're devoted to me completely,
Oh my god.
World
the
over.
harem I would have.
I'm
talking 1,000 men.
I wasn't even thinking fucking them,
1,000
but that's
men.
so smart.
I would have an army behind me. The entourage I would roll up with.
I was just like, I'm never driving anywhere ever again.
No.
I'm being driven.
Well, I would never do anything again.
Yeah,
ever.
every
My
time I go
men
to a
would do that
grocery
for
store,
me.
it's completely cleared out because I want the experience of doing it. I just don't want anyone there.
Right. So she's like, let's meet up with Caspin and let's just tell him like what we're gonna do.
Let's be a throuple.
Let's be a throuple.
Well, Caspin's dead. That dude's good as dead.
He is as good as dead. So Leo agrees to meet with Caspin. Oh,
how are we fixing
actually,
Homegirl's dead basilisk side? Are we going to fix that?
Actually, hold on.
Okay.
So after he was like, yes, I'll meet up with Caspin. I will do the right thing. She's like, great. So they go upstairs and he's like, I really don't want to be alone tonight. She's like, I don't want to be alone tonight. And in that moment, she decides she's going to finally fuck him.
Yeah.
So I want to read just a little bit of that to you. The smut, if you will.
Okay.
Fuck, he breathed. You're so wet, Tim. Just for you, she whispered.
Well, and like a whole hive of snakes. Like,
But this is Leo.
I know, I'm just saying.
Oh, yes.
She's not only that wet for him.
Right. True.
She gets wet for crowds.
She's slippery. So he
slippery
goes,
snake. She's a slippery snake.
yeah, she is in more ways than one. He goes, how could you keep this cunt from me for so long? You had to earn it. And now that I have, it's yours, she says. His cock roused something within her. It's a very long, which we love that.
Yeah.
His cock roused something within her, something that had patiently waited until now to emerge. She wanted more of him. She wanted him to stake his claim on her. She wanted to stake her claim on him. He was teasing her, bringing her to the brink of where she needed to go without actually letting her get there. Edge King.
Yeah, that's this whole thing.
The prince was in control. The prince had decided what happened next. Tim couldn't blame him. It was only fair. Be still, Leo said. Why? I want to look at you. Leo's hands shot forward, gripping her waist, holding her down. Be still, he ordered. Tem was still. Leo leaned back, appraising her, the future king. You look so good on my cock, Tem, he whispered.
Damn.
I love when you do that face, Paul.
Like a hood ornament.
Who knew that the only time you took orders was in bed? Don't get used to it, she says.
Damn
I've
right.
imagined this so many times, he says. And then they start getting very sensual, like making love. And then Tim drew in a shuddering breath. Leo's heart was beating frantically in his chest, even faster than hers. He'd wanted this for far longer than Tim had. Leo was the one who yearned for her. Leo was the one who wanted a future that may never happen. Tim lifted herself up. She touched the head of his cock before trailing her fingers up his torso, spreading a thin trail of his own cum over his skin, marking him with irrefutable evidence of their congress. Then she licked her fingers.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We know Basilisk love to see the nut.
Yeah.
They're like huge
She
fan
does.
of
She's
seeing
like, show
the
it
nut.
to me.
Yeah.
He's like, this bitch is insane.
Yeah.
And so anyway, they do that. And then he reverts. He goes, you know what? If I do need to share you, fine. I'll share you.
Yeah, pussy so good,
Right.
you have to share.
Yeah. He's like, who am I kidding?
Yeah.
He's like, I know you belong to him, but I want you in any way that I can take you. And she said, okay, that's great. Let's go meet Caspin tonight. So she takes Leo to the cave, and he's like, whoa, this is fucking crazy.
Everyone's naked.
Uh-huh. Well, they're just in the cave.
Oh, okay.
They're not in the mountain.
Okay.
Yep. You have to walk back, But Caspin comes out from the shadows, and first thing she notices is this bitch is unwell. He's like gaunt.
Okay.
He's very clearly sick and very clearly dying.
That's kind of what happens when you do crazy
And she's
death
like,
curses.
he doesn't know that he's dying and it's because of me, blah, 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 blah. Caspin's like, starts hissing. He's like, how dare you fucking bring him here? He's no different than any other royal. He's garbage. Like, just, he's like, he's using us for slaves. Finally, after a very long, drawn-out thing, she pleads with him that Leo is good. Leo wants to put a stop to everything. Caspin's like, okay, I believe you.
Great.
And then they make a plan.
Threesome.
God, if the next book, I swear to God. Okay. Both of you have been told that the other is the enemy, she says, but that's a lie. So this is how she's convincing them. And she was like,
let me be the bridge between you two.
yes, yes.
Physically and spiritually and emotionally.
So Leo's just like, yeah, I'm putting an end to the bloodletting. And then this is Caspin's perspective of sharing Tem. Leo's like, I understand basilisks live very long lives. You will have nearly an eternity together. I just want you while I can have you in my human life. And so Caspin's like, why shouldn't he share her? Tem was in love with them both. She was equal part human, blah, 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 blah.
But is she going to live like extra long because she's
I think she's going to live longer than a human.
But not as long as a basilisk.
Yeah.
Which is, then that's like pretty fair.
Right.
You can be married to him.
You can give Leo 45 years.
Your weak ass human lifespan.
Uh-huh.
And that'll be a fun little blip.
Right.
In your crazy long life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why not? So
Why not?
Caspin goes, it's up to Tim. And Leo says, of course. And they both look at her and she looks at both of them and she goes, I love you both. And so with words unspoken, that means now they're both going to share her. It's done. They've decided.
Great.
I would be like, do you want to seal the deal right now?
Yeah.
Should
you guys kiss? Or...
That will really solidify this.
Yes.
And so they've decided that. They go back to the castle. Leo and Tem leave. When they get back to the castle, he takes her into his chambers and he gets down on one knee and he proposes to her. And I will be honest with you, Paul, of all the romance books I've ever read, this was the most beautiful proposal I've ever read in my entire life.
That's so sweet.
Oh, I was like, sobbing.
Of course.
I was like, Leo.
Yeah.
Sobbing. So that was beautiful. He proposes to her in a very sweet way. He sends Vera off. So now he's officially making the announcement that Tem is going to be the queen.
That's right. Good for her.
Yep. She's like, I should probably tell my mom what's going on.
Should you?
Just let her know.
She's just been a little absent.
She's just a chicken farmer.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Basilisk fucker.
Yep.
Well, almost we all at this point.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah.
So she goes and tells her mom, and she actually, Leo's like, you can bring your mom to the castle, and your mom can stay at the castle with us and like do like.
I feel like that's fair.
Yeah. And Tim's like, fuck yeah, I will. And her mom's like, fuck yeah, I'll go to the castle with you. So she's now there with her mom.
What about all our chickens?
Who gives a fuck? She can give that farm to somebody else. She lives in the castle now. You know what I'm saying?
Good. I just don't want them to like die, like trapped in a coop, not taken care of.
They're free range.
Oh, are they free range?
Yep, they're free range.
They
on their
say that
farm.
on the cartons.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Leo tells his dad, blah, 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 blah. And then the dad is like, fine, then, or Leo's like, we're going to do this as soon as we can. And they're like, okay, tomorrow. We're going to get married tomorrow.
What's the
rush?
rush?
She's like, holy shit, this is happening. What's the rush?
Yeah.
She's like, okay, this is like real. I'm going to be crusting. But Leo doesn't know that plan. Leo doesn't know that they're going to...
Dude, I kind of
Leo doesn't know that she's going to fucking...
I kind of forgot about that.
Enslave his family.
Oh,
he has no clue about that.
Right,
I mean, she's really being a little...
Right. That is a little shystyer. Because in my head, I'm like, them coming together and like working out that they're all lovers. I was like, and we don't have to do that plan anymore.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Oh, little do you know, Leo, we're going to kill your family basically tomorrow. Like, she's going to crest them. And I'm like, then what's the plan after that? What are you going to do with them once you've crested them? I mean, I guess you could be like, now run along and don't ever talk to me again. And they would have
I
to
would
do
just
that.
run the country with them as my puppet, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, oh, yeah, they're making the decisions, but really, it's I, the basilisk. Yeah.
Did I tell you this? That the only basilisk strong enough to crest a human that's already been crested is the king?
No.
Okay. Keep that tidbit of information.
Okay. Good to know.
He's the only one powerful enough.
GTK.
Yep. So she panics that night and is like, fuck, what if these basilisks go rogue and they try to crest Leo, my future husband?
Man.
She's like,
my other man.
I'm going to claim him tonight. So she claims Leo.
She crests him?
She claims him with her venom.
Oh,
so they're like having sex
in his mouth.
So they're like having sex and she's on top of him. And she's like, do you trust me? And he's like, yeah. She's like, I really need you to trust me right now.
I need you to close your eyes.
Yeah. And so she does that and she's like, and spits her venom into his mouth and claims him. So she feels a little bit better now that he can't get crested.
Yeah. And now Caspin should come claim him too. And then she should claim Caspin.
Oh! Oh, now you're fucking talking. Okay, so next day, the time has come. Servants are running around crazy. She's getting fitted for a dress. Her mom's getting fitted for a dress. Everyone's
what a nightmare day for the servants.
Dude, insane. And she did a really good job of like, it was like very visual. I was like, this is fun.
Yeah.
You know? Like shit's going down. They're getting married in the maze. Gabriel spots her and she's like, Gabriel, oh my God, like everything's happening. He gives her a kiss. She's like, it's fine. Gabriel goes off with her mom. And
does Gabriel get to be like maid of honor?
Well, that's funny. He made that joke earlier in the book. He's like, I'm going to be your maid of honor, blah, 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 blah. But no.
I'm not joking.
Yeah, but no. He sticks in the back with her mom.
Fucking
then
homophobic.
The basilisks arrive. It's customary for the 13 or 14 girls that were in training for them to go and their basilisks to go.
Well, yeah, it's
to
like
the wedding.
It's the reunion show.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're going to air out all the dirty laundry from the season, the behind the scenes.
Yep.
I love it.
So they're there, and Tem's just like, she's like, oh my God, this is fucking insane. She's about to go down. She sees Caspin, and he looks really bad.
Oh, yeah. We're just like not addressing these like
he's...
extremely huge problems. We're just like going along with a wedding.
Caspin's like,
when there's like a coup and a murder.
That's going to go down tonight, right now.
Caspin thinks he's sick.
He thinks he's sick.
You got the snake flu.
He does. So, the Serpent King is kind of cornered Tem. And he goes, are you ready to perform the crest? As ready as I can be. I hope you succeed, he says. Do you? She says. A cruel smile slowly twists on Bastion's face. At the sight, Tem felt rather ill. Of course, he said with feigned nonchalance. Why would I not? Because it wouldn't benefit you. The moment the words slipped out, Tem realized they were true. Tem frowned, unable to stop her train of thought. If she successfully performed the crest, it would give her an indescribable amount of power. Far more power than Bastion. It was not an ideal situation for someone who wanted to retain power and control of the quivers. Tem couldn't imagine a world in which the Serpent King would allow someone like her to surpass him.
Is he going to crest her after she's crested them?
I believe that's
Grand crest.
Yep. She voiced her realization out loud. Once I perform the crest, I'll be more powerful than you. He goes, is that so?
Except that only kings can do the thing, girl.
She says,
this isn't going good.
He goes, how fascinating. I didn't realize you coveted so much power. Something was brewing within Tem, an epiphany she didn't want to face. I don't, she said slowly, but you do. Why would you let me become more powerful than you? Are you accusing me of something, Temperance? You don't do anything that doesn't benefit you. You said so yourself, so why this? Those who have no experience with power do not deserve to wield it. Would you not agree? The words of her father suddenly came to her. Power corrupts.
Absolutely.
So, Temperance, he said quietly, why don't you tell me why I would let you become so powerful? Tem's palms are beginning to sweat. Tem realized finally what the crest really was. A ruse, a false promise, a lie. Of course it was too good to be true. Of course there would be no peace. The crest did benefit Bastion after all. It was true that it would make Tem more powerful than him, but that was exactly what he wanted. She was merely a tool, a vessel through which he could gain more power. So she says, you plan to crest me.
Crest whitening strips.
So she's like, wow, fuck, okay.
Yeah, figured it out a little late. But I mean, like, what's your option now?
Gotta come up with something. So,
Can she even crest anything with her dead half basiliskness?
I know, right? That's kind of a little bit of a hole.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. So Caspin and Leo come up to her, and Leo was like, what the fuck was that about? Caspin's like, what the fuck were you just talking to my dad about? And she spits it all out to Leo. She's like, hey man, I'm about to crest your entire family, and I can't really get into what cresting is. Just know that they're going to be enslaved to me, lose their free will, blah, blah, blah. And Leo's like, what? He's like, yeah, this is a coup.
Yeah, this is the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
We should have talked about it last night.
Yeah. Leo's like,
sick.
Well, if she tells him that he'll be safe, Lilibet will see, his nieces and nephews will be safe, they'll all be safe. He's like, well, if that's what you need to do to these fucking pieces of shit, then that's what you need to do.
Oh, I love that. That's a great outlook.
He's like, will stay with you.
Yeah.
I'll stay by your side. I'll be king, you'll be queen. Like, if that's what you're gonna do, that's what you're gonna do.
What a beta little cook.
Yeah. And she also tells Caspin, like, hey, you're dying because you crested me, by the way. Leo's like, he crested you? He's like, this is insane.
Yeah. This is some of that Basilisk nonsense.
And then all of a sudden we just hear clink, 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 clink.
Oh.
And they're like, everybody,
a toast.
Time for the wedding. So everyone separates. Caspin's like, what is she gonna do? She's like, what am I gonna do? It's a whole thing. And so the wedding is officiated. They get married. They kiss. And the human king yells out, as in tradition, you may take the crown. I now crown you king. Leo starts... Hold on, we're right...
What is about to go down?
Yeah, right at the end, Paul.
Yeah.
Right at the end. Leo starts speaking after his father puts the crown on him. He says, with my rule, I intend to usher our kingdom into a new era of peace. The conflict between the humans and the basilisks has gone on far too long. Meanwhile, no one knows that there's a fucking conflict. No one, they think they're in peace.
I think you'd have to be pretty blind to not realize.
Well, the villagers, they think...
Oh, if I'm a villager...
They have no clue that the royal family's doing this.
I'm going to be like, shit's up with the basilisks.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Conspiracy theorist.
Leo, okay, so he says that. A murmur swept through the crowd. Nobody was used to hearing rhetoric in favor of the basilisks. The Serpent King was staring right at her, into her soul. Crest them, Temperance, he says in her head. Yep. But something was distracting her. A movement out of the corner of her eye. Several tall figures were entering the clearing, running along the edges of the maze. Tem squinted. Leo was still talking. There have been many cruelties on both sides. Those cruelties end today. Thelonious! Maximus grabbed his arm. Cease this at once. Leo ignored him. It is my belief that we can coexist, learning from one another as we should have since the beginning. The figures were getting closer, encircling the crowd in an impenetrable line. Now, Temperance, Bastion says. There had to be another way, she thought. A shadow of an idea performed. Perhaps Tem didn't need to crest the royals. It was a temporary solution anyway. An imperfect bandage for a wound that wouldn't stop bleeding.
That's true.
Even if she succeeded, Bastion would crest her immediately, and the power she gained from the royals might not be enough to resist
Crest
him.
Bastion.
There was only one source of unlimited power for her, a renewable source, someone who wouldn't be hurt by the crest in any way, shape, or form. Herself. Tem was two things.
I'm about to fucking pack up, get out of here.
Let's chill. Let's chill. Although, I don't disagree. Tem was two things, human and basilisk. Her basilisk side was dying, but her human side was not. Why shouldn't she use one to feed the other? No harm would come to her at her own hand. An elegant solution. Bastion would be so proud.
What do you what's happening? None of this magic makes any sense.
I had the same thought.
I'm mad.
So
I'm feeling betrayed.
All hell breaks. So that's her epiphany, right? All hell breaks loose. Basilisks, the figures she saw were more basilisks. Basilisks start transitioning everywhere. Humans are screaming. People are screaming. All hell has broken loose. There's like hundreds and hundreds of people here.
Okay.
Humans are being turned into stone. They're getting their arms ripped off. I mean, it's like fucking pandemonium, right? The king, the human king, Maximus, runs away like a little bitch, and Leo's like, "You're a fucking coward." Like, calls after him. And then Tem crests herself.
Why don't you go fucking crest yourself?
It's so bizarre, Paul. The moment she connected the two parts of her, human and basilisk, every cell in her body lit on fire. Complete and utter clarity rushed through Tem's veins as her basilisk side immediately began to heal. The frayed edges of her mind knit together seamlessly, creating something that was even stronger than what it was before. Tem felt buoyant, as if she might float from the stage into the endless sky. She was soaring into infinity, experiencing nothing and everything all at once. There was no greater feeling than this, no better way to understand herself. All the broken pieces of her identity came together in one perfect, limitless point. Her power was cosmic, as vast as the stars. She was bound to no one.
I think I kind of get it.
I was reading
I get the like fusion of both sides
for
or
sure.
whatever.
But how did where did she get the power to crest herself if her basilisk side was dying?
Well, and like I guess they just like maybe I don't get the crest thing enough. Like I didn't realize just cresting a human got so much power. I know it gave them power.
Yes.
But I didn't know that it was like
it does give you a lot of power.
Life changing.
Dobby, come here. Dobby, come here. Come here.
Pause for Dob. It's okay. Thanks for trying to guard the apartment, though.
Come here. Come here.
Jump. Okay, settle in. So yeah, it's just confusing. I didn't realize that cresting was like so, and I guess like
it does give them
it gives them an immense amount of power, but like it's so uneven. Like the human doesn't get power.
No.
So it's like if you crest yourself, I feel like instead of fusing your sides together, wouldn't you just be like sacrificing her human side to save the basilisk side?
You'd think so, yes.
That's like what it feels, because it's like this makes it sound like they both like locked in and like cosmically became like this perfect entity,
and they did. That is what happened.
But it's like I thought that cresting like took away from your humanity.
Yes, Paul, I had that thought.
All right,
I was reading it and I was just like, I'm not following.
I'm not totally following.
Yeah, that was the
could
thought
see
that
her.
I had.
I like if it had been framed, and you know whatever. I didn't write the book.
Totally.
If it had been framed more that she was like, I'll have to sacrifice my human side.
It would make
to
more
save
sense.
everything, and she's like, I crested myself, and now like my human side is completely devoted to my basilisk side. I would be like, that makes sense to me, and that you lost like a little bit of your humanity.
Yeah.
But you're like a super strong half-alisk now.
Yeah.
But all this,
I was confused.
Yeah.
I can't lie. She after she does that, she convinces Leo. She's like, Leo, you have to get the fuck out of here, please. I can't deal with you dying. You've got to get out of here. And so he's like, okay, fine. He leaves. Leo and Caspian have a moment where they like, Caspian's like, I'll take care of her. Blah blah blah. Leo puts his hand on Caspian's shoulder. Caspian puts his hand on Leo's shoulder. I know it's starting. The build up to them fucking is gonna be
insane.
I mean, it's already painful.
So he's like tip top shape, good to go now. Caspian.
She heals him with her, now that she's got this immense power that she's come together. She does heal Caspian. Caspian is healed now.
I just thought he would get like healed automatically because of their blood bond.
Pretty much. That is what happened.
Okay, cool.
She didn't really have to do anything special.
Okay.
It was immediate. So then they take a look around. the basilisks are like coming at Tem and Caspian now. The Senecas, they're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So Caspian's fighting them off, ripping them up to shreds, all this shit. And then his dad, while he's out fighting, his dad, Bastion, comes up to her and he's like, fucking yield to me. He's trying to crest her. She's just too powerful. And she's like, no, never. I'll never fucking yield to you.
That's right.
And he transitions and he crushes her. He puts his fangs into her. He crushes her shoulder blades, her sternum, her collarbone, her ribs. Everything gets fucking crushed. Ripped open from his fangs.
Whoa.
She's on the ground and she is dying. She's like fucked up
Why
beyond
didn't
belief.
she fucking transform too?
She's too fucked up. She's too beat up.
Okay. You're bad at fighting. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So Caspian's like, what the fuck? You know, he sees her. He freaks the fuck out.
Dad.
His dad goes over to Caspian. Now it's Caspian. They're in their true form. Crazy fucking fight. And then finally, Caspian gets the upper hand and he is ripping his dad to shreds.
That's right.
Tem is watching this. He's coming back into human form a little bit. He's quite literally ripping him, and then
Eats
Tem's
him.
like, what am I seeing?
He's eating
and then
him.
she sees his throat swallowing, and he's eating his dad.
Yeah. And that's how you become king.
Yep. So Caspian's cannibalizing his father.
Yeah. Eating his dad sounds sexual.
She's like, I don't think I'll ever get this image out of my head. She's like, this is fucked up.
I would just be like, of everything, that's whatever.
I'm watching my boyfriend eat his dad. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, it's like I fucked his dad. I miss him.
True. So he comes over to her.
Heals her.
She passes out, and then when she comes to, Caspian's next to her, and she can see like chunks of his dad sliding down his chest, and she says the smell was enough to make her pass out. And then she's like, I'm too weak. He's like, heal your fucking self. She's like, she's got no blood left in her body. Like, she's white,
Why isn't he
she's
healing
blue.
her?
He was too weak at that point to heal her.
Oh my god.
After the fight with his dad. It's like, but you ate your dad. Shouldn't you have a lot of power right now?
And if she dies, you die. So you need to figure this out ASAP.
And the picking and choosing of when you're too strong and too weak is
Amen.
I was like,
yeah,
this don't make a lot of sense to me.
Because if she's like fucking as gnarly as she is now, shouldn't she be able to just heal herself, like transform into a basilisk and be healed and shit? Like,
well, and she healed him, and he just ate his fucking king. Shouldn't he have enough power?
And can we not flag down maybe another basilisk who's around? She might be able to help.
So let me tell you what the solution is.
Oh God, he eats her.
No. So the solution is, he goes, we need to find Leo. You need to crest him to gain power.
I'm really off the cresting.
It's a little much.
I'm off.
I'm hoping there's less cresting in the next book.
When it first came in, I was like, I get it. I've like read other fantasy books where there's like a power that does that to someone, but like it didn't get all loosey goosey like this.
I need a cresting diagram at this point.
I need a little pamphlet. WikiHow.
Yeah. So she's like, no, I would never fucking do that. His whole thing is he wants free agency. He wants to not be under anyone's thumb. He wants to be able to rule on his own. I would never turn him into my
All right, why don't we
slave.
grab one of these other servants that's running around, crest the,
Problem fucking solved, Paul. So they don't. He's like, I'm gonna go find Leo. He goes and finds Leo. Leo's like, oh my god, my love, what's going on? She's like practically dead. He's like holding her body. And she's like, do it. You have to crest him. Leo's like, do it. Crest me.
Oh, crust all over my chest.
And so finally she's like, fine, I'll do it. She really doesn't want to, very reluctant. She does it. Her bones click back into place. Her skin starts sewing back up. They all get up and they just kind of look over at the carnage before them, which is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Caspian goes over, grabs his father's body, and lets out this
what's left of it,
blood-curdling roar. And then everything stops. All the basilisks turn and look at him. They see what he's done.
He's the king.
He throws the thing. He throws the body. He's the king. All the basilisks just kind of, especially all the Senecas and stuff, everyone just darts. Everyone leaves what's left of them and the humans. And he kind of goes and walks away, and she has a private moment with Leo. And she's sobbing. She's like, I can't, all this fucking shit. This is insane. I can't believe I crested you. She is like having this moment where she's like, Leo deserves a love like mine and Caspian's.
Oh.
He deserves a whole love.
That's like the worst breakup speech I've ever heard.
Like he shouldn't have to share me. He should be blah, 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 blah. You catch my drift.
Yeah.
So she commands him to go find Evelyn.
But Evelyn's dead.
Evelyn's not dead. The king
did something.
She's not
to
there
her?
for a reason.
Okay.
So he goes, but he's still feeling euphoric, you know?
Yeah, he's all
And
fucked
like,
up on love.
Right. And so he's like touching her face. He's like, but my love, I don't know where Evelyn is. And she was like, your father knows where Evelyn is. Find your father. Find Evelyn. You deserve happiness.
Oh my God.
She's sobbing.
She's irresponsible. These people are irresponsible with this magic powers. This is fucking crazy. Yeah. My command is for you to go find your ex who you'll never be able to love because you're enchanted to love me.
She's right. They're always going to be tied to each other. You know?
You should just keep him as a pet.
Durr. He was already your fucking pet.
Yeah.
He was already bowing at your feet.
I thought it was going to be a whole thing where she crests him and then it doesn't have an effect on his free will because he had already given himself to her.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a twinge of that.
Yeah.
A little bit of that because
But he's clearly...
But he still has to do what she says.
Yeah.
And so she's like sobbing. She's like, promise me this is the last time I'll see you. And he goes, I promise it's not the last time I'll see you. She says, find your father. He'll tell you where Evelyn is. And he's like, I guess this is goodbye. And he turns around and he's sobbing. He's like, tell me this was real. She's like, this was real. I love you. And they leave. It's a sad story.
That is sad.
Cut to the next morning. Her and Caspin are in the king's chambers.
Yeah, they fucking
mountain.
are. And I'm redecorating. I'm making this place mine. I want all this motherfucker
right
shit
away.
out.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? I don't want to think about him. Paint these walls.
Yes. And so she's like, how do we get married? Is there a wedding? And he was like,
or did you already do that behind my
right.
back?
Or is it done?
Have we been married this whole time?
He was like, well, there's not a big to do about it. You just need to do something similar for me like I did for you, i.e. the gold chain.
You need to make me a nut necklace.
Yep. So but he's like, you have to make it out of your blood. So she goes through this magic with her blood. It's all her freckles on her hands.
Okay.
And it makes a claw, and she places it around his neck, and now they are
claw to claw, best friends
married.
forever. Oh.
Epilogue.
Okay.
Leo. This is his perspective. This is back to last night, right after she told him to go away.
Oh, okay.
He is sitting in his king's chambers. He is now king. And
he's got shit to do.
He's like, what in the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
He's like thinking about his wedding day from start to bottom. He's like, I can't wrap my mind around.
Yeah, didn't have any cake.
Happened in my life. No cake. First dance.
Paid for that whole feast. Didn't enjoy a minute of it.
Nope. And so he's like, I know she told me to find Evelyn, but I'm fucking in love with her. And now he's feeling this tether to her. He's
he knows where she is all the time.
this crest, And he was like, my soul left my body and laid down inside of hers. Blah, 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 all this stuff.
Whatever.
And so he's like, sure, I'll find Evelyn, but my wife is who I want now. Finally, he gets a knock at his door, and it's his uncle.
The hand.
And he's like...
Former hand, if you ask me, fired.
No shit. He's like, your father's been found. And he goes, throw him in the dungeons. And
bloodlet him.
And he's like, well, but the dungeons are full, sir. And he's like, well, fucking
the dungeons are full
then.
of who?
The basilisks.
Wait, that wasn't the fucking... I guess maybe not first thing we did, but third thing we did after all this went down.
I had this same. I was like,
I'm like, what was the point of this whole thing? I thought we were freeing the basilisk.
Cut to the next morning. So he goes, well, time to fucking empty them, because at the end of the day, no one was crested except for Leo, and
so this bitch Tem just left.
Well,
went back to the Caspins and got married with Caspin. Didn't let her dad and all the other basilisks out from the dungeon where they're being bloodlet.
No.
Did we
and then told Leo to go away.
We were doing?
And then told Leo to go away.
This is crazy.
Paul, I don't know.
If I'm her dad, I'm pissed.
Anyway, but I think it's because of what happens next. So, because this is that night. Anyway, I know. I'm like, Tem, where was your head at? Anyway.
Where was your head at?
He's like, you better fucking empty him then. He makes his way. He was like, I want to find Tem's mother. I know she lives here now. I want to find her.
Yeah.
She's with Gabriel. She finds him. He was like, I need to show you something. Her name's Daphne. He's like, Daphne, I'd like to show you something.
Good thing they're not dead.
So he takes her down to the dungeon and he reunites Daphne and Kronos, Tem's dad.
Did they break up because he got kidnapped and bloodlet?
She didn't know. She was like, she says to him, I didn't tell you about our daughter. I didn't, I'm so sorry. he was like, I felt her. I felt her. She's
Yeah.
being alive. They just didn't. They couldn't work out. Back then, 20 years ago, 21 years ago, whatever.
Why?
Well, all Tim's mother. Oh, sorry, Dobby. I didn't touch him. I woke him up a little bit.
On camera.
All Tim's mother said was that her and her father could not be together because his family wouldn't allow it.
Okay.
She knew she was pregnant. I think she got scared and took off.
Okay.
Didn't tell Kronos she was pregnant. She says, I never got to tell you about our daughter. Leo straightened at the mention of Tem. I already knew, Kronos said. How? I'm not sure. I could just feel her, and I could feel you. She goes, and me? Yes, always you. Leo turned away as they kiss. Leo? Leo? Daphne's voice broke from his trance. Would you help us? Leo stepped forward. I'm sorry, he said. I don't know how to remove all these. There's a device used to put them on. Leo cast his gaze around the dungeon, searching for anything that looked like it could pry the wires from the basilisk's finger. There was nothing. I'm sorry, His father's voice cut him off. Daphne? At the sound of her name, Tem's mother froze.
Oh, no.
She turned her head slowly, and Leo followed her gaze to see his father standing in the middle of the dungeon. His eyes flicked to Kronos. Him? I should have known you left me because of a snake.
We knew this. Oh, I fucking said this the first chapter.
It's no wonder your daughter acts the way she does. With you as an example, she clearly had no other choice. That thing, don't you understand, Thelonious? That thing, he points at Kronos, spawned your precious wife. You love a half-breed, a mutt. Don't call her that.
Yeah, we all know. None of these are reveals.
No, but the fact that the king...
Oh, had picked, like, Daphne?
He didn't pick her.
But he was going to.
Uh-huh.
He would have.
Yeah. So he's already...
Yeah, I know.
pissed. Like,
I'm not surprised by that.
No. But Leo
The
was
whole
done...
family.
For sure.
They're king fuckers.
Anyway,
Good
so
for him.
he's like, don't call her that. I'll call her whatever I wish. You'll call her by her name.
How's he alive?
Thelonious.
This king is dead to me.
The human king?
Yeah.
Remember he took off and the hand was like, I found your fucking father?
And I said you found him and then you killed him.
Well, for sure.
As I asked.
For sure. Okay, but Leo was done taking orders. It was time to start giving them instead. Hold your tongue, father. He says, bring me that device and free all the basilisks. You wouldn't dare. Leo's like, do as I say.
I'm like, you need to pipe down.
Pipe down!
Like, you're not charging more, Dad.
Uh-huh. He says, reckless, Maximus whispered, just like your mother. Leo frowned. His father never spoke of his mother. Before he could make sense of that, his father continued, you'll regret freeing them, Thelonious, mark my words. The only thing I'll regret is not doing it sooner. Insolent boy, I never should have crowned you king. Yet you did. Your reign is over, father. I suggest you make peace with that now. You know nothing of peace, Thelonious. There will be no peace in this kingdom if you abolish this. He gestures. There's no peace already. Peace is an illusion. You'll learn that one day. But Leo shook his head. Peace may be an illusion, but so is power. His family hid behind their wealth. Your reign is over. And then he says, him first to Kronos. And then he looks at his dad. And he was like, tell me where fucking Evelyn is.
Yeah.
And his father's like, I paid her to go away. And he's like, shaking his head.
She would never be bought.
And he's like, she left you for the right price. And then Leo says, you can hardly blame her considering what awaited her if she stayed. There was no future for us in our village. You made sure of that. We had to leave. And why would I want such a future for my son? She's a peasant, Thelonious. You are a prince. I'm a king, he screams.
I'm a king.
And you cannot tell me who to love. A slow smile spread across his father's face. That much is clear, he said quietly. I should have learned long ago that you were incapable of rationality. But I, like you, chose to ignore what was in front of me. What do you mean by that? A vicious smile curled on Maximus's lips. Find her if you wish, marry her if you must, but it'll be harder than you think. Leo's fingers tightened on the bars. What will? Knowing the truth. With that, Leo left.
What is the truth?
What is the truth? So, Leo leaves, runs to the stables, gets a carriage. His father says, she's just in the next village over. She's been there this whole time. Meanwhile, it's just been a year since he broke up with Evelyn.
Oh.
Yep. Because they're young. They're 20.
Oh, I
it's
thought
not
it
like
was
this,
longer.
They're 20. It's not like this is 5 years,
Okay.
So it's been a year since he's seen her. This whole time she's been in the village over. He says, drive to the village until we get there. Drive through the night. Don't wake me. He wakes up in the morning. They're there. He goes to the local bakery and he's like, where's Evelyn? Evelyn, I need to know. And the baker's like, you can find her at the river this time of day.
What is going
And he goes down to the river and he sees her. And he stands there and he's like frozen. And he's like,
Don't give a fuck about her.
Feeling this thing for Tem.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do this. So he takes a step forward and he's like, Evelyn? And she turns around and she's like, Leo? And then the book ends.
Oh, God.
So the next book is titled Between Two Kings.
Yeah.
And it's obviously going to be like, what
are we doing now?
That breaks out now, I guess.
Whatever, they're all lovers now.
Yes.
Soon to be.
I mean, obviously, hopefully Evelyn's around
Dude,
for
that
like 2
sucks for
chapters.
Evelyn.
I know.
You're living peacefully, you've gotten over this breakup a year later, and now this dude's showing up, and he's like...
And he's not in love with
you. He's
He's
like
tied to somebody
actively can never be in love with you.
Right. So now what? I bet you that bitch ends up dead or something. Actually, you know what? No, I bet you she becomes a big
and
character.
Adelaide run off together as the...
That would be hot. I would kill for some FF
They
action.
deserve each other.
I bet you she becomes like a really good friend. We'll see. The book doesn't come out until like Thanksgiving this year.
Oh,
so.
really? It's not even like out yet?
Fuck no.
Oh.
I know. And normally, dude, if I had known that, I wouldn't have read this because I hate that.
Yeah, now you have to sit with this.
Uh-huh.
Now you have to sit with this.
Now I have to sit with this.
And honestly, it wasn't like the best ending.
No, it wasn't.
You know?
It was not the best ending. It lost the plot for me.
Yeah, and I don't really like feel like satisfied with the story or anything.
I'm like, y'all better be setting something up because
Yeah, the next book better be good.
Fell off the rails a little bit.
Because this was crazy.
At the end. It was crazy. It was super fun.
It was super fun.
Uh-huh.
Crazy. Out there. Totally nuts.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just like went crazy places.
Crazy places.
But it still had like a
the
good like story. Like there's a lot of things to follow along
for
with.
sure, a lot. And I would imagine that I think that like the last 25%, it lost the plot a little bit for me. I was reading it and I was
all
like,
the cresting shit was just
stuff,
getting...
It's not making sense to me.
Yeah, I'm just like, this makes sense in your head, author who wrote this. Like,
But not.
you are seeing all the lines connecting, but you did not lay it out.
Such a good way to put it. I agree.
Yeah, I just feel like cresting needed to be explained more.
Yeah.
More in depth.
Yeah. And yeah, all she really gave was you gain power and they lose their free will.
Yeah, I need to,
But I was like, that's...
If we're playing by the rules that you've set out, the
that's-
shit that just happened does not make sense.
Well, and it's like, yeah, just crest somebody else then.
Yeah.
And how come she's now super fucking powerful, but not powerful enough to heal herself?
And how come Homeboy's back?
And how come Caspian's not powerful enough? He just
like none of that part. Like it just felt like she needed a reason for Leo to get crested. And that wasn't it. She should have had like Caspian and her on the brink of death after the fight with the dad, and then Leo shows up.
Yeah.
And
he's like,
he begs to be crested,
me.
and he's like, I don't understand what it means, but I know it'll save you. Crest me.
That would have made more sense, Paul.
She should have fucking called me.
Yep, she should have consulted
She should have run this one by me, and I would have helped. Mm-hmm. I love to help.
So we'll see.
But still fun and a good two-parter.
I had a good time. Yeah, I liked it. So next week's book.
Yeah, let's go.
I doubt you're going to be able to make a guess based off this title.
Shocking.
It's called Pounded by Produce.
I mean, it really just lays it all out there for you. I'm going to try to do something different than what I want to just say, which is just produce fucking people. I think that Pounded by Produce is the story of a woman who she did everything right. She did everything right. Okay. She went to school. She got good grades. She listened to her parents. She did extracurricular activities. She went to a good college. She got the business degree. She did everything right. She got that corporate job. She worked her way up. She's crushing it. She's going to conferences. She's doing everything right.
If that's right to you, but okay.
That's just in her head.
Yeah.
I've done everything right. I've done everything I was supposed to do. I'm so successful. Or, whatever. So she's going to be working at some big old corporation. She's going to have like a VP level job. She's not quite leadership yet.
38?
No, not even.
Oh.
Because she has been crushing it.
Okay.
She's been getting a promotion every 2 to 4 years.
Nice.
So she is maybe 31, 32.
Okay.
And everyone, they like talk about, oh, she's young and ambitious and like, oh my God, so great. Never had any fucking time for dating. She dated to hook up, she was just whatever, didn't focus on it, not a big deal. She's an awesome boss lady, right? So then she gets this promotion to like this like VP level, and it's like 3 weeks in, she's coming to the office, she's feeling powerful, she's like, fuck yeah, I'm so close to getting everything I want, and once I get that, then like I'm getting a man and I'm starting my life.
Yeah.
And she walks in and it's fucking classic, shredding papers, people freaking out, running around.
Government,
some
FBI?
some kind of tech. She gets there and it's like, damn, oops,
damn,
like shit's been going bad, and they've been fattening her up as the scapegoat.
Oh shit.
So they get there, the CEO's gone, president's gone,
Yep.
they're fucking out of the country, they're whatever. She's now the highest ranking person in the company that's left.
What dick?
And so the fucking FBI, IRS, everybody are looking at her, and boom, arrested, taken out of their cuffs, pictures on the way out.
Wow.
It's in the paper, fucking this company goes under, this chick arrested for questioning because there's no other executives to even take in.
Yeah.
That's going to be how it starts. But then we cut to her small town.
Years later?
No. Well, we don't know how much later at first.
Okay.
It's clearly like recent.
Okay.
This is recent.
She didn't go to prison. Hey,
she didn't go to prison. So, I mean, basically, what the story's going to be is that we find her now, like, in this small town that
or
you
maybe
find
she
out.
served 18 months in a white collar prison or something. Who knows?
This is how I'm.
I'm sorry.
This is how I'm saying. No,
I'm sorry.
I appreciate. She Martha Stewart.
Yes.
But no, so it's gonna be like she's back in her hometown. We'll find out, and jobless, living with her mom, single mom. Dad's been dead for years.
Okay.
And she's at the grocery store in just sloppy fucking
looking like a
hoodie,
mess.
looking like a mess. And she's going to it won't be Walmart for legal reasons.
Okay.
But it will be a Walmart-esque like store that has everything.
Yeah.
Whatever. And she's like, in there buying like shitty food, blah, 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 blah. And someone's going to like recognize her at the checkout. That's like, aren't you that like chick that fell and like ruined that whole company or whatever? And she's like, bah, and like leaves.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like a flashback to basically like they very quickly, the FBI and IRS, like were like, obviously you were scapegoated, but like,
we've got to lock someone up.
Well, it's like we're going to lock someone up, but like we're freezing all finances. Your entire salary, any money that's been given to you is now suspect of how they got it. Mm-hmm. Your shit's frozen. Mm-hmm. And because you like inherited these problems, like we're looking at you. You're fucked, even your savings. And she's going to be like pissed because she's got money from before this gig.
For sure.
And she, had assets and stuff and all her shit's frozen. They just took everything. They're like, until we figure this mess out, because you're like the head of this company now, like whatever.
Yeah.
So she was like forced to have to come back. And the best she could do is like, whatever money she makes from this point is hers. But other than that, all her everything, her house, her swanky fucking condo, all her nice cars, all that shit, gone. Whatever. So now she's just like, living in the basement of her mom's house, totally reject, whatever. Heartbroken, doesn't think she's ever gonna bounce back from this. Can't believe it. And is just angry at the world because she did everything right.
Sure.
And then it's gonna be like 3 months of like deep depression, and it'll be like, well, montage that, it'll be quick.
Yeah.
But she's just falling into like despair, and it's like she's just not doing anything, and the tiny amount of money that she had now is totally gone. And so it's just like her mom's like, you need to fucking do something. So eventually we're gonna be back at this not Walmart, and she's applying for a job, and she's fucking like working like the jewelry counter, and it's just like all this fake gold and fake diamonds, and it's like kind of like just like your whole life ended up being fake and just sparkly on the outside. So whatever, she's gonna be there, she's gonna meet like maybe like a cool edgy like punk rock person that she knew from high school, but they never hung out because she was like on the straight and narrow, and this person was like smoking cigarettes at the skate park. And they will like reconnect by working at this Walmart thing together. And, that's what's going to kind of get her to start to, like, go out and be, like, a little social, go to some parties, like, smoke a little weed,
do a little bump.
Maybe, whatever's cool, a couple drinks. And that's when it's going to, like, she's going to get, like, the Mean Girls, like high school map breakdown, but of the store.
Okay.
From this friend who's gonna be like, you know, the fucking incel smelly losers like work over here and like the outdoor camping gear and like the automotive guys. And then she's like, and then there's the produce boys.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for some reason,
Yeah.
all the dudes that work in produce,
Not
there's,
wrong.
like 7
As someone
of
who
them
worked at Trader Joe's,
are just
not wrong.
fine as fuck.
Mhm.
They've all got their own different thing.
Yep.
Bad boy, nerd, farmer,
Hippie.
fucking hippie, jujitsu fighter.
Yeah.
Just all these different things, right? And everyone always wants to like fucking get with produce. Like they're like, you know, peak, whatever. And she's like, fuck them. Like,
This is
I don't
a
even
white
care.
shoes, isn't
yeah.
it? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It is.
Thank God.
So yeah, basically the story is just going to be that through
It's a
working
fun
at
one.
this store, she's going to start like flirting here and there. Like one of them's going to keep coming to the jewelry counter and he's going
I
to be the one that
love
brings
that.
them in. And then like she's going to find out that like there's like 5 of them that all live in a house together. Like one of them's got the basement. There's like 2 bedrooms on this and then an upstairs.
Yeah.
And she's going to eventually get like invited to a party there.
They're just gonna
and
pass her
she's
around.
going to get passed around. She's going to
Oh
get
my
pounded
God.
by the produce
I
section.
love that. Paul,
Yeah.
I have to tell you,
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
So, but then at the end of it, it's going to be like she's going through rediscovering herself and life that's not a corporate driven, money driven, what's my next achievement, what's my next
Yeah.
achievement, because that's not how these guys live.
No, not at
like
all.
they're out here in this like little country mountain town
Yeah.
doing their thing, and they all have like their own interesting hobbies, and they're like, I work at this place because it pays my bills and like produce cool.
Yeah.
But like we
I live my
all
life.
have passions outside of this,
Yes.
and that's like what defines us, not our work. It's like the things we love that define us.
God, I love this.
So then she's just going to end up moving into that house, and she's going to have a reverse harem where she just like does all this. And then like eventually like towards the end of it, it's going to be like the fucking IRS case is getting worked out. She gets called to like testify in this big thing. They all come.
Oh,
to
they're
support
standing behind her.
And she's like tries to be tough. She's like, you guys don't need to come, like whatever. But then she gets there and they're all there and she can't handle it. And like obviously throughout the book there's like tension between some of the guys. They fight, whatever.
They work it out.
They work it out.
They
They
have to
work it out. And some
you
of
know?
them do kiss.
Well, Paul, they must.
I'm going to say that maybe one of them is a solid. He's like, I'm not into it.
But only one.
But only one of them. But the rest of them, like one of them's like, I'm very rarely into it. And then the other 3 are like,
For sure.
had already been fooling around
Well, I was going to
together.
say, and one of them has to be like his childhood best friend
Sure,
who's
yes.
been in love with him his
100%.
whole life.
100%.
And then it all, and he's like, you love me? I love you too.
It'll be like they'll be
Paul,
like
I think I actually
stories-
want to write this
yeah.
one.
Well, I'll help you.
Thank
I'm
you.
talking. There'll be like stories.
You
where
write the
it's
story, I'll
like-
write the smut.
Exactly. We've got
That's all
a
we need.
golden formula.
Yes.
But so she's gonna go to the trial. They're gonna show up. They're gonna support her, and then she's gonna have like some monologue speech where she's just like, and actually, fuck this company, and I don't even care, and I don't want anything to do with this world, and like I have found happiness out, and like the
Gets up off the stand,
courtroom's
walks through
like,
the courtroom.
I don't care. That doesn't like
Right, people are
matter
like-
for this. Like people are just like whatever, but she's having her moment.
She's in her-
and then yeah, she storms out. They all gather around her, kiss.
They all get down on one knee and propose to her.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. They're like, let's get out of here, and like. What they end up doing, this is for you.
Okay.
I add this right now for you.
Thank you.
They go back to this town and they together open their own alternative grocery store that's owned by them. That's like because this town was like a food
natural
desert. It only had
grocers.
this Walmart, and it's open like they're like a natural grocery
Affordable,
store place.
though.
Affordable, yeah. And they're like, you can come here and we'll educate you about
Oh.
things, and like all of their passions can be played out here. The artists, like whatever.
That's in the epilogue. It's
Yeah.
like 2 years later. They're in it.
They're like
They've now
running
had
like
their commitment
a
ceremony. They're all married.
yes.
They own their thing. They're putting a little workshop on in
Yeah.
produce. Talk about heirloom tomatoes.
Because they released her, they unfroze her assets, and they were able to divide
Wow.
out what was inappropriately funded to her from the company
Yes.
because of the owner's shit.
and her millions in her cars.
But she still has all these things that she
Yes.
built. So she liquefies all that
Yep.
and turns it into this like beautiful commune.
And
co-owned
one
thing.
of the guys,
Yeah.
one of the guys had a trust fund.
Yeah,
One of them.
one of them.
Secret trust fund that no one knew about. And he goes,
Yeah.
I
Because he
can
had like a
contribute
horrible
this.
relationship with his like family, and
With
he
his
wants to
father.
like not have it
Yep.
be his
Yep.
over
He's
him.
like, I never wanted to touch this money, but this is a good reason for me to touch this money.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
And that's what I think
with
Pounded
that.
by Produce.
Oh, I
is.
love it.
Yeah. And it'll be that weird, like, alternative friend that she met that'll finally be like, are you getting pounded by produce? And that'll be like the name drop of the movie.
Oh my God,
Or
Paul.
book, sorry.
That's incredible. That's my favorite one.
That was a good one.
That's
Damn, that came out of nowhere.
It really did. I was like, literally, I was like, where
I was low energy
is he going?
thinking about it, and then I was knew
like,
where it was going.
And then it hit, and I said,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Good, I'm glad.
That's a fun one. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
All right, great. We finished our first two-parter.
Sure did.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.